You're tuned in to Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk, live every weekday on the Nation Network YouTube.
A chance to push the Kings to the brink on home ice. It's the Sherwood 4 Giant Game Day edition of the show. Let's get into it with the lead.
Gotcha. Double gunned it.
Pew pew. Pew 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 pew. How can you not be fired up about this, hey? Whew. 2-2. It looked like the season had slipped away, and giddy up. The Oilers aren't just right back in this thing. They can get firmly in the driver's seat with a good performance tonight. Welcome into Oilers Nation Everyday. I'm back after Liam Day yesterday. How was your birthday hosting the show?
It was good. Like you said, I did think the show was going to go in a completely different direction after 20 minutes on Sunday, but Oilers put it on the rails, and it was good to have Sean around, give some insight, help me move the show along, and I survived.
And your birthday, I see you're rocking a fresh coat
from Sports Closet. That's why I wore it. So yeah, it was a good birthday.
It's a fly coat.
I got
really nice.
A Van de Kane jersey too from Sports Closet. So thank you, Sports Closet.
Shout out to Sports Closet for sponsoring Liam's birthday. They also sponsor the Sports Closet studio. You can check them out. If you like that coat, go get one yourself. Sportscloset.ca, 3 locations in the Edmonton area. I'm surprised you're going hoodie under the jacket while it's already a million degrees in here.
I just got toasty. I can feel the heat on my body, but that's okay.
That's the playoffs, baby.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That is the playoffs indeed. Things are tense. What did you make of Game 4 and that comeback win, Liam? Because I didn't get to hear your take. I only caught the last 10 minutes of the show.
Well, the first period was horrendous, but also didn't the Oilers hit the post twice? Oh, yeah, why? The Oilers hit the post twice, so it could have been a lot different, I suppose. But they really isn't that just Oilers hockey? Like, you can never rule them out, and I kind of hate that about them because it means that they're trail fairly often to get that reputation. But it's good for the live comeback bet. Thanks, Betway, for that one.
Oh, that was juicy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a nice one. So, I mean, they finished off strong, but it's just weird. I mean, Sean and I were talking about it too. Like, LA never really changed. Like, that's what Sean was saying. And that second period, the Oilers just absolutely dominated them. And then the third period came out and was just so flat and did nothing.
Oh, yeah.
They said on the broadcast, I didn't realize until kind of they said it, but the Oilers had one shot in the first 11 minutes of the third period.
Not
a good
sad. It's like we were trying to play for overtime.
Yeah, and then Van de Kane does it, and then I think we figured out how to score goals on Korpisalo now.
Shoot from the top of the circles.
It's amazing.
Klim's goal, Hyman's goal, Kane's goal, wrist shots from the same top of the circle. Like, it was that side of the ice too, coming down the left side.
What's the one? When you're near side, you can't see far? Or you're far?
Yes, near side.
You must be nearsighted.
He might be. Because, and even when you go back to, like, thinking Game 1 when Bouchard just walked over the line, rang one off the post too. Like, man, they've beaten Korpisalo clean on some shots that you wouldn't think they would.
He probably can't find his position. I guess maybe positionally he's not a good goalie, and that's what we're uncovering because you have to be out of position to let those in.
Yeah,
I know there's some great shots, but and
he makes some great saves, but his great saves are reactionary, sprawling, athletic. He's athletic, not positional. Maybe we should have our friend Mike McKenna on to give us a proper breakdown of what he's seen in this series. We are live on the Oilers Nation YouTube. Hammer the like button, hammer the subscribe button. Tristan Bellner is in with the first comment of the day. He says, "Let's go Oilers." Skinner is in. And that was the big question.
Skinner is inner?
Skinner is inner. I wasn't sure if we were going to have an answer to that until warm-ups. I'm quite frankly surprised Jay Woodcroft, we know how he kind of likes to play games with the other team during the postseason. I'm surprised he came out, and at least Skinner came out flat out said, "I'm going tonight." And Woodcroft said, he's been our guy for the back half of the season. We're running it back with Stu. Do you like that decision? If you were in Jay Woodcroft wearing his skin as a suit, would you have done this?
Okay, let me just go full face off here and go full body skin suit of Jay Woodcroft. And let me get my pose here. Get my legs
power stance
firm like that. Power stance. You absolutely go back to Skinner because if you don't, then it shows that we're maybe a little fickle mentally, and we don't have that that trust in Skinner that we had, this whole second half of the season. I think it's a good vote of confidence. Skinner wants to get in the pipes and they put a good performance, especially on home ice. Jack, we love you, man. You came in and you did your job, and boy, did you do it well. And we're going to look at this, as a turning point.
His stop on Victor Arvidsson saved the season.
Saved the series. Like, dude, we see you, man. And I want to appreciate, and I appreciate you. We all appreciate you. But you got to go back to Skinner because you can't show that we're mentally weak. We've already let the Kings into our kitchen. Right, we're slowly getting them out right now.
Yeah.
We got them out in the second period, clearly, and we got them out of our heads in overtime. So let's get them out. Let's not give them any ways to kind of get in. I think it's a good vote of confidence to go back to Skinner. That's what you do if you're a confident team.
Jack Campbell in his last 3 appearances, 36 save shutout against the Ducks, stopped 27-28 against the Ducks, stopped 27-28 against the LA Kings. 3 games, only 2 goals against, even though he's faced close to 100 shots. It's quite the remarkable stat line, Liam, but not enough to convince you he should have gotten the call tonight?
No, although this Jack Campbell revenge game narrative would have been nice for a couple more games.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's just kind of parked on the bench a little bit now. And at the end of the day, Stuart Skinner is the best goaltender on this team, and in the playoffs, you should put out the best lineup available to you every single night. And Skinner gives you the best chance to win. And I think kind of what Jay said, like, you got to put trust into Skinner too, that he's got you this far. There was moments in the season where Jack Campbell was unplayable. He was fantastic the other night, but let's just honestly hope we don't have to see him again the rest of the playoffs, not to be harsh.
I also think you don't want to send any signals. Like, you send a signal to the Kings if you start Campbell. And like, oh man, like, we're nervous. And like, you do not want to give them any more confidence, right? So it's about making them feel less confident. So I just think like the mental warfare aspect of this, like, it is a smart decision to go with Skinner, but it's also a good vote of confidence. Skinner's going to come and have a good game. We know this.
Yeah, I mean, like, let's be real here. I think when everyone saw Jack Campbell go in, it was a little bit of like, ooh, is this the white flag being waved? And the other thing that, if Skinner would have given up 3 bad goals or 2 bad goals and the Oilers were down 3-0, then I may have been like, okay, like, he was the reason why they went down. But that felt like more of a wake up the team, not I don't like my goalie.
That was good coaching. Like, look how the Oilers, like, Campbell was in the net to start the second, and look how he played. Like, we got 3 goals. Like, that was just good coaching. That is knowing your team, knowing to do things to try to get the guys going. And that's exactly what that was. That was a move to light a fire under their butt to try to get back into that hockey game.
Yeah, and like, don't worry, Stuart Skinner's been average. He hasn't been bad in this series, but he hasn't been his best. And I think he would be the first guy to tell you that. And I like this one from Craig. And what would happen if Campbell started then laid an egg? Listen, he had some good starts down the stretch, and I love what he did in Game 4. Again, saved the season. But the problem is you develop a past, you develop a reputation, and I would just still be nervous that you're a bad, like, Skinner doesn't give up super weak goals. That's been his thing all year. If you break his season up into 10-game chunks, he never had a bad 10-game run when you look at it from that perspective. I want that consistency between the pipes.
Does Skinner make the Arvidsson save?
Maybe.
He
stopped big ones.
Oh, I know he has, but just like Jack's pre-athletic, that was a great stop. Holy cow, did he just stay with that? Because
think about the Skinner 2-0 stop from this series, though, right?
Yeah, that's true. Right? Yeah. See, Skinner's good.
He had a big save in the first too. I think it was on Kopitar. Like, the Oilers just played so bad in front of him, and I think it was just a sign of like, hey boys, wake up a little bit. It wasn't even like, I mean, Dayane obviously made a mistake, but it was just the forwards just like blowing assignments in the neutral zone. It's like, okay, you got to pick it up.
It was a team rough first period. Maybe too much beach time the day before.
So Baked 7. Okay, good name. It wasn't Skinner's fault on those goals anyways. Desharnais and Nurse made a couple bad plays. Clean up the defense. Stu's good to go. I kind of tend to agree with that. And I like this one from Scotty. It's a question about the forward group. Is Woodcroft too hard on Klim Kostin? 3 minutes and 30 seconds seems like a harsh punishment for a guy with a game-winning goal. I'm actually going to say no. Klim Kostin has done a lot of things very well. There are a lot of parts of his game that I love. He has a tendency to take bad penalties. He has a tendency to turn over pucks in his own end and not make the simple play right. When it's tight, as much as you'd love for him to make a difference, I don't think he's a guy you can trust in the final 10 minutes of a hockey game or in overtime.
Definitely on the penalty side.
Yeah, I asked Sean Bell about that yesterday too, and he kind of agreed with what you said, Tyler. Like, I don't think it's anything like too negative on Klim, but yeah, like you said about Campbell too, like you build this reputation after a while. And I was a little surprised. I thought you could have played him a little bit more, but then you look at some of the other players that were going, like Derek Ryan was had a fantastic game, and he played like 9 minutes. Actually played a bit more than that, I think, but outshot his opponents like 15-1 or something crazy.
And
like,
I think in hindsight, Liam, it's easy for us to sit here, and I've done it before, and say, I'd love for this guy, and this guy to get more minutes. But Jay and I sitting in the stands in LA, we're saying with 8 minutes to go, you are rolling 2 centers.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd imagine like that's got to be what's going through your head too, right? It's man, when the game's tight in the moment, you don't sit there and go, well, maybe Derek Ryan deserves a quick shift here. Like, no, you just put your best players out there.
And I think something too, when you go on the ice, you got to make a difference. It felt like when Derek Ryan was on the ice, positive things were happening. And that's in those moments, like Jay Woodcroft is seeing that and being like, well, Ryan's buzzing, Bukestad when he's on the ice having a good game. Like those are the guys who are hopping over the boards a little bit more. But they were putting McDavid and Draisaitl together a lot and just kind of letting Nuge ride his own line every now and then too. So we'll see. The lines today were an absolute mess. Like Bukestad was the second line center, so who knows what's going to happen.
So
tonight.
I don't know if this is fully gamesmanship from Jay Woodcroft or what he's going, but Sherwood Ford Giant game day. Let's talk a little bit about the Oilers' potential lineup for this evening. Evander Kane was not on the ice. He's clearly nursing something because he hasn't taken a morning skate now in quite a few games. They are just making sure he's 100% good to go. And they were running Dylan Holloway in that spot on the top line. I think that's fine too. Give Holloway a fast-paced practice with the skill guys. Get him some puck touches. If you ever needed him, you can go to him. People in the chat asking if Vinny Desharnais is going to come out tonight. Doesn't sound like he is. It appears as though the Oilers are going to keep going 11-7, but I think Philip Broberg is 6. Vinny Desharnais is 7. I think
after last game, yes.
And it's not like it was just last game. To me, that's the straws that have now broken the camel's back with Vinny. His speed, it just is not there. He's making some poor decisions on when he pinches and when he's got to get rid of a puck. And I look at the numbers Philip Broberg's produced on ice.
It's very
5-on-5. Like, again, not playing a ton, but he played 9:48 last game, and the shots were 6-2 Oilers. The shot attempts were 14-4. I know they start him in the O zone more often than they start him in the D zone. Don't care. That guy, when he's on the ice, the play is moving in the right direction, and they're not getting killed the other way. It's a no-brainer. Broberg played 9:48 at 5-on-5. Desharnais played 6:21. I think Broberg's going to be closer to 11, potentially even 12 minutes in this hockey game.
I think that might have been Broberg's best game all season, to be honest. He was super noticeable in everything that he did. He was progressing the puck very well, just making plays, which is something we haven't seen often enough from him, to be honest, but he took his opportunity and ran with it massively. Desharnais, for me, like I think he's just got to be on the penalty kill and get the odd shift here and there because he is a good penalty killer and he helps with that length. I know he made the mistake in the last game, but he does bring value, and it's kind of crazy because his mistakes are just absolutely like just
they're so avoidable.
So avoidable, and they're so costly.
So I just feel like there's an upstairs issue at the moment because like when he first came in, super simple game. Now there's that one where he does the giveaway when he just kind of, controller is unplugged and he just kind of freezes there and doesn't move and lets himself, essentially get stripped. Like he did get the pass off, but it was muffed because he allowed himself to get tracked down. Just little in those situations, because you're not, a Darnell Nurse, Vinny Desharnais, no, like that's not even a knock against you. Like, just like make the simple play and get the puck, does that maybe have to land to your
that's what made
target?
Him so good
just
early
get
in the season.
Get it down the ice. Like that's the job. Like it's just avoiding a giveaway. It's avoiding, a turnover. Just get it down the ice and let your forwards go and chase it down. Like I know that's not the most ideal, but it's better than the alternative.
Scott Aroni, Liam, you like this. He says, Tyler, not enough wall in this shot. He was like more wall, less of maybe even you then. I don't know.
I got to the roof.
Dave Luntz has a slower team. Desharnais goes back in. Yeah, again, they're not taking him out. I think they're just going to cut down his minutes. I think you could trust him on the PK still. I think that's a spot where you could utilize him.
Big guy, right? No block shots. Yeah, 100%.
I think we spoke about this a few weeks ago when we were talking about, last week, whatever, when we were talking about if Broberg could go in. Yeah. And we were saying like, the experience and everything. And I said he's not a specialist like Chris Russell was when he was a seventh man. Desharnais is now that specialist. Essentially,
he can be your PK guy.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's the way they're going to handle this one. All right. A lot of you were bringing this up in the chat, so we'll do this talk once. Vander Kane posting today on Instagram just some really messed up stuff that happened to his friend Cecily Rose. and I believe I'm saying that name right, but it's a young girl with cancer who Evander's kind of become friends with over the last year. I mean, I saw him, he was bowling at her birthday party a couple weeks ago. It's a really sweet little relationship that the two of them have. And Evander came posting that while she was at the game against LA, game 4, there were a fan in the bathroom spat on her and she was getting abused for wearing the jersey. I mean, we were there. It was at times a bit of a hostile crowd, which obviously doesn't say that's okay. Like, terrible, terrible stuff. And it shouldn't be happening to anyone. Never mind a little girl with cancer who's just trying to watch her favorite team. But the way I'll take this is a bunch of Kings fans have stepped up, started donating.
The good ones.
Yeah, the good ones have stepped up. And
There's a lot of good ones. They get spicy, though, as we encountered.
Yeah. But a bunch of them have stepped up and started donating to her page at the Stollery, which is great to see. So again,
turning a negative into a positive.
Yeah, turning a negative into a positive. And I mean, shout out to Evander Kane for kind of calling this stuff out and bringing it to light. Hopefully this doesn't happen. Hopefully the Kings fans in attendance tonight at Edmonton get treated with respect and all of that. Like
all 3 of them.
Yep. Don't need to take it to that point.
That's my biggest chirp. Like, especially after game 3, like guys just get in your face and they're just like trying to belittle you. I'm like, dude, am I going to see you in Edmonton?
Yeah.
Are you going to come cheer on your team in Edmonton? No? Oh, okay. Beat it.
Yep, 100%. Sean says it was one fan. Yeah, I mean, every fan base has bad apples. And again, I just wanted to point out that a lot of Kings fans now have stepped up. And again, they're trying to turn this into a bit of a positive. So hopefully we get some money donated up over at the Stollery as well. So there you go. I know a bunch of you guys were fired up in the chat about this, and understandably so. Katie says, take it and take that incident, use it as motivation. Sure.
Yep, put it on the wall.
Yeah, why not? Bulletin board material, I suppose. But again, you hate hearing that stuff like that happened. B-Max has a question. Do you expect more recalls to come besides Rodrigue and Picard? You think Picard's going to start tonight?
Well, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, is it not?
Why else would you call him up?
You want to talk about sending a signal to the Kings.
You send out Picard and Rodrigue in warm-ups and say, there you go. That would be something. Any more calls? Maybe Lavoie, but
they're just building up their taxi squad, or their Black Aces.
Right now, they don't even need to build it up that much because you're in a series of a team in California. Like, guys are already down there, right? Just bringing guys back and forth, and also you don't want to just overwhelm the practices and everything with guys. Like, it's good the Holloway's here, kind of helps Kane be out the lineup a little bit in warm-ups, but maybe Lavoie. I don't know. I always kind of forget how these work and how many guys get called up. Maybe another defenseman to kind of even things out in the line rushes.
Yeah, that's the only spot they're kind of missing is maybe you want to bring up one of Demers or Murray.
Niemelainen, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But, I'm not reading anything into this at all. Brad Bay says, Picard revenge game. Yeah, I mean, I really hope it never comes to that. If Calvin Picard is taken to the ice in this series, we are in a bit of trouble. Something bad has happened.
He played for the Kings?
Did he?
I thought he was on Colorado.
Yeah, well, he's bounced around.
Oh, Detroit, Toronto, Arizona, Philly, and Colorado.
Oh, yeah. All right. We have more Sherwood Ford Giant Game Day fun. We have a piece of Nation gear to give away a little bit later with our keys to victory. But I want to dig into some numbers. Brought to you by our friends at Boston Pizza and their new menu, which is driven by Fanalytics. No, we're doing the BPs thing first. We're good. The 3 of us are going to be taking someone watching the show right now out for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, who's hungry?
Who's hungry? Who wants to come try out the new Fanalytics menu at Boston Pizza on us tomorrow? Here are the rules. If you want to enter, you go into the chat right now, say you want to be entered.
Tyler, feed me.
Yeah, comment Tyler, feed me.
Yes.
If you can make it, it's 1:00 tomorrow at Boston Pizza, downtown Edmonton. So those are the parameters. If you can make it to that spot and that location, comment Tyler, feed me in the chat, and we could potentially take you to Boston Pizza. I got the wheel set up right now. We'll drop some names into there. So who wants lunch? Comment Tyler, feed me in the chat, and you could be eligible to meet us at Boston Pizza tomorrow at 1:00 to have a little BPs in the new Fanalytics-inspired menu. Look at that. Maybe we'll all share a pizza flight. Maybe we'll get a bunch.
I am definitely down for a pizza flight.
I'm 100% in for a pizza flight. Let's get into some stats from this series so far. We are through 4 games, and at 5-on-5, the Oilers have been the better team, I think. I think as a blanket statement, that'd be the take.
That's what's so annoying.
They've outshot the Kings 135-100 at 5-on-5 through 4 games. The scoring chances are 136-104.
That's like an entire game of shots we are up.
The goals are 7-7.
That's
2 things for me. It's a comment on goaltending because, again, Skinner's been average. I would call Korpisalo a tick above average. That's also, to me, on getting second looks. Think of that Fiala goal. He goes down the wing, throws it against the pads, boom, rebound, it's in. They've been scoring these greasier rebound goals. Think of the tying goal in game 1. Sits in the crease, jam it home, right? The Oilers, in my opinion, are getting a good volume of shots, but are not necessarily following them up enough. They need to have guys go into the blue paint. And I think they got to just shoot from the parking lot on this guy.
Well, we're noticing perimeter shooting has been very successful for us at very key moments. So keep that up. But guys like Zach Hyman, guys like Tyler Yamamoto, all our bottom 6 guys, like, get into that blue paint and see what kind of chaos we can create there. Because that's where stuff happens in the playoffs, man.
Yeah. Liam, your thoughts?
Yeah, sorry, I was just reading the chat.
I know, I'm trying to keep up with everything.
Yeah, I agree with what Jay said. Like, the guys that aren't scoring are the ones who are kind of supposed to be the ones scoring the greasy goals that the others just aren't getting. And they're honestly just not even getting the chances to do it. Like, when you think back at it, I think the one greasy goal the Oilers have got is probably the Derek Ryan goal where it came off the pads and he actually went in and got the rebound. Yeah. That'd be the only one I can really think of off the top of my head. And just an area like Zach Hyman got 8 goals called off this season from being around the net. And we haven't seen it once. I wouldn't mind seeing a goal get called off at this point just to see him make sure
just
he's
to know
there.
He still got it in him,
like, come on, boys. But they're finding other ways, and even like the perimeter shooting. Like, you look at the goals that Bouchard has scored this series too. I know they're on the power play, but they're coming from distance and they're going high too. So clearly the recipe for success against Korpisalo is high and far, I guess, which is kind of wild.
High and on net.
Yeah. Not that high, not too high.
Yeah, not that high. There are a lot of you in the chat who want to win this lunch at Boston Pizza tomorrow. So I'm feverishly trying to drag and drop as many names as I can into the wheel of contesting.
We will this time.
Yeah, but then I got to turn this around.
Okay. Can I make a statement? No, Tyler.
Sure. Yep.
Well, we got to get to 100 likes on the video before we even do the draw. So
okay, sure. You got to hit the like button. We got to get there.
400 people watching, 79 likes. So
400 of you. Holy cow! Thank you so much.
Also, can I just point out, a lot of you commenting in here that you want to win the draw. I've never seen you guys comment a take before, where you have the ability to comment. How come you never drop in your score predictions? A lot of people here who I do not recognize. I'm going to keep going here. Oh, Christopher Palmer. There was still more people before him. Holy smokes. There's a lot of you. Pizza flights. People are saying the Appy trio is a game changer.
We'll do it all.
We'll do it all.
Fanalytics Olympics.
Fanalytics Olympics.
Yep. Sure. Also book a nap after lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, like when we've done these listener lunches at different spots in the past, we always, while we're there, and Brad Bay, Tyler Mulick are 2 guys in the chat who've won this before, it's always a struggle going back to work after because we eat good.
It ends with a coffee.
Yeah,
we
124 likes now. Thank you very much.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
Yeah, you dangle a lunch from Boston Pizza on the line, and suddenly everyone knows how to do the things we ask them to do every single show. What a... Wow. Okay, Alex Neal, you got to get in there too.
Guitar Maniac. Hello, I am a new subscriber. I've seen you around there before.
Yeah, so what, you weren't subscribing before? Come on. Oilers Kings tonight, another 8 o'clock puck drop. It was nice having that one earlier start. But I will say, Jay, we were out in LA, obviously. Shout out to our friends at AMA Travel who made that all possible. It was a fantastic trip. Everything went smoothly. The Oilers ended it on a high note. A lot of fun. AMA Travel, they can help. Maybe you want to plan a playoff trip if the Oilers get out of this round. AMA Travel can hook you up. Maybe you're looking for a good summer vacay. AMA Travel can hook you up. But back in Edmonton, we had some major FOMO because the parties at Greta were lit.
So, yeah, we're sitting there obviously glued to Oilers Nation Twitter and just the content that's coming, the scenes that is coming out of Greta on both Friday and Sunday, especially Sunday, was it looked like it was a vibe. It was a vibe.
It certainly was a vibe. I can't wait. We're going to be back there on Saturday for another playoff party over at Greta. It's going to be weird having all these days off as well between now and Game 6.
Rest, hydrate.
Rest and hydrate.
Regenerate.
Yeah. Yep. I'm also getting a kick. I'm almost caught up on everyone who wants to be entered in the draw. I'm getting a kick out of the people who are like from Australia and are like, don't think I can make it out for this one. Like, sorry. One day.
Well, when you do, we will take you for lunch.
Yeah. Is it not an 8 o'clock puck drop tonight? Did I just get
7:30.
It's 7:30 tonight?
Yeah, we're getting a half an hour gifted to us.
So it's really like 7:50?
Yeah, so it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah. All right. Yeah,
only 8 o'clock.
Only 3 games on tap if we want to take a look at the AMA Travel out-of-town scoreboard. Minnesota taking on the Dallas Stars. That series also 2-2, been very tight. Yeah, it has been spicy. Islanders have their season on the line as they take on the Canes. It's 3-1. neither of these two series have really, I haven't gotten that into them. It is hard not to be into Leafs Lightning.
Yeah,
that was
awesome.
something yesterday. That felt like the Leafs exercising their demons a bit.
Yeah, I mean, they've done it back-to-back games now, exercising those demons, and they just look like a team who is on a mission to just get out the first round at the minimum. But man, they're good.
They're doing the work.
If they can knock out Tampa Bay, like who have obviously been the best team in the league for like 3 or 4 years now, then that would just be huge for that franchise. And how about Kyle Dubas chirping the Tampa Bay fans from his suite too? Like
I love the passion, but it's also really weird.
It was really weird to see it.
He was like mad.
Yeah,
it tells you that like he's feeling the pressure, right?
Oh yeah,
right. So he cares. So like that's why I'm kind of torn. Like he's passionate about the team he manages, so that's good. But also we don't really like have an understanding of the conversation. But he was definitely dropping F-bombs. Which was interesting to see. The thing I found interesting was last night's like. I feel like Tampa, especially like Cooper's been kind of talking like that, and then Brendan Hagel's into second intermission interview. I don't know if you
I didn't see that one.
Heard it. Oh, very like arrogant.
Really?
Like the based on the way we play, I'm not surprised. This is what the score is. Like saying weird stuff like that, and then so they're not playing with the force really well.
Yeah.
So I feel like Toronto's in their heads.
What did you guys think of the 5-minute major that was waved off? Do you think that was the right call? Did you see that? Morgan Riley, where he buried Braden Point?
Yeah,
I think that was the right call.
I will say I like that they have the ability to review these now.
That was from behind, right?
It was kind of was like side. It was maybe a little bit, but he didn't extend or anything. Like if he did, it was very minimal.
It's just those behind, like from behind plays are very dangerous. I'm torn on that. A 5-minute penalty. Could you have not done like a double minor on that?
Yeah.
Like a double
Probably.
minor for
I don't think
boarding?
he got anything.
Yeah, that should have been because you got to be like I know those types of hits are I think by definition legal.
Yeah.
But they're dangerous when a player's that far away from the boards. That's why boarding exists. Yeah, that one's iffy.
Yeah. We're going to do the draw for the Boston Pizza Lunch in 2 minutes here. But first, Cale Makar gets 1 game from the Department of Players Safety for his hit on Jared McCann. Okay, I thought, just to give you the full context of my take, I thought Michael Bunting's punishment was too stiff considering he got thrown out and missed basically a half game for getting ejected and then got 3 more. I felt like that should have been 2. Makar doesn't get kicked out, so I thought it was a lock that was 2. It's a dangerous hit, unsuspecting player, brutal interference because the puck's in the crowd already.
Is it a dangerous hit, though?
I think so.
Like, in hindsight, it looked dangerous, but, like, was that the intention? Like, this one I'm a little bit more torn on because it wasn't like a little cross-check from behind sending a guy on the boards. This is just like a guy rubbing a guy out after he scored to be like, F you. Like, yeah. And so, but the result was bad.
Yeah, but I think not that you can fully get into the habit of punishing based on the result, but there was an injury, so
but that's I feel like they're punishing based on the result. I feel like if he doesn't get hurt, that's just like a little like that's no different than a scrum. Like he just goes in and rubs the guy out. Like he didn't just like go and charge at him and drill him into the boards. Like that one's tough to me. Like sure, give him the game, but like also if they didn't, I would not have been.
I think 1 game was the minimum they could have given him, and because it's a star, that's probably why they did it.
I don't really know how to feel on it because I don't think the actual hit itself, like if the puck was out, it would have been a clean hit, obviously. But it's just like probably the McCann wasn't expecting it to happen, which has probably led to why it was kind of a little bit more out there. I think 1 game is fair.
Maybe McCann's trying to be like a deeper version of Victor Arvidsson and really seeing it through to try to get Makar suspended.
See, that's a lot more than just rubbing a guy out. And the chat's not on your side, by the way.
And that's fine. Like it's like you see, like he's a safe distance away from the board. So if you do rub him, like it's just going to be a knock. Like 99.5% of the time, like that's just like a guy gets rubbed into the boards, ho hum, move on. Maybe cause a little scrum, and that's it. Like you don't get that outcome.
I actually think Kempe's hit on Bouchard was worse than this one. Straight cross checks of the numbers, unexpected.
But it's so weird how the league
buried,
just picks and chooses their spots, right?
There was no comment on any, like, if that was a bad hit or not. I think that was
if Bouchard was hurt, there would have been a whole debate about it.
He did have to leave the game for a cut. So,
all right, we got our names loaded up. Lunch tomorrow, 1 o'clock at Boston Pizza. Ready?
Here we go.
Let's go.
I think this comes with sound too.
Oh.
Well, I can hear it.
I don't know if the listeners can hear it. The winner is Jay. The name?
Christopher Palmer.
Christopher Palmer. You're coming for lunch with us tomorrow. Email me, Tyler@Oilersnation.com, and we'll iron out all the details with you for that. We are going to try the Fanalytics menu at Boston Pizza. Christopher Palmer, you are our winner. There were a lot of names in there as well. So shout out to everyone who won the draw. Now, let's do another one. Drop your Sherwood Ford Giant Keys to Victory in the chat, and you could win yourself some Nation gear, our brand new #ONOilUp playoff tee. What are your Sherwood Ford Giant Keys to Victory? Game 5, a chance to go up 3-2. I get like butterflies saying that sentence out loud. This is a big, big moment for the Edmonton Oilers. I'm going to say Stu steal one. I think it's that time. I think Stuart Skinner's got to come through and give us the bounce back performance that we desperately need. The Oilers could probably win if Stu's average again. I get it. But I want Stuart Skinner to say, I am this team's number one. I am going to step up in the same way Jack Campbell did last game. I want a Stuart Skinner bounce back. That's my giant key to victory.
All right. Do you go after? I can't remember the order.
I can go. I was just going to say mine would be just better team defense in front of Stuart Skinner, and I think you'll be fine.
So, all right, let's unpack this for a second. The theme for the playoffs is #ONOilUp.
Yeah,
we call the Oilers the Oily Boys. We got to get greasy. We are not showing our viscosity at all. We are the Oily Boys. This is our brand. We got to get in that blue paint. We got to make Korpisalo's life annoying. We got to also make the defender's life annoying. We have to shell Korpisalo and go and see what kind of nuggets drop out of his mitts or paws or whatever.
Sure.
Like, let's get greasy. Yeah, we'll get some nice goals. Beauty power play goals. Let's go. When we get power plays, we got to get greasy 5-on-5 and start squeaking some through.
I am going to keep everyone in the draw who entered for the BP's lunch. You'll get a chance to win the ONOilUp tee, and we'll add in a few more of these. That's a different Gavin. I wanted to make sure Gavin, the intern, wasn't sitting back here trying to enter the contest.
Crossed. Come on.
Already has one too, because we all got one. He's like, I really want a color. All right, let's drag and drop that name in there too. I'm loading this bad boy up. We're giving away an ONOilUp playoff tee. For the people who won the last two shows, your info is off. You should be getting your shirts pretty quickly here. All right, we're spinning the wheel, the great wheel of contesting.
A lot of names on it.
Yeah, it's mesmerizing to watch. The winner today is Vern Remy.
Woo!
I don't know if I've seen Vern in the chat. He said his key to victory was a big game from Nuge and Skinner shuts the door. I love that. I love that. I love it. I love it. Vern, email me, Tyler@Oilersnation.com. We'll get your sizing info. We'll get your mail-in address, and I'll get you a shirt.
He added another part. And no fan wave.
Man, you like that. Now you're real happy that Vern won it.
Way to go.
Yeah. Aaron says, get oily, use some grease, and rub guys out. Yep, sure. Why not? You tricked me into that one. You got me good.
You got him. He said it.
Gonna just grind.
Does anyone follow Greg on Twitter? He's trying to get those D's nuts jokes with famous people. You just got Gregged.
Yeah. Philip says, short forward, Giant Keys to victory, fast start, and maintain the pace of play. Stop laughing, Aaron. Maintain the pace of play. Betway picks, he says, give me an anytime goal for 97, 91, and 29. I like that. The big three may be coming through tonight for the Oilers. He's also saying it's an Oilers in regulation kind of night today as well. JT is in, says, key to the game, McDavid go supernova and show that he's the Oilers captain. I love it. Maynard says they can wave all they want if it's a 6-goal lead.
Yep.
I like that as the benchmark.
4-goal lead is my benchmark.
You got to be winning. Yeah. We were doing it in game 1 when we were tied.
We were doing it in overtime.
Yeah. We got to focus. We were at the Angels game. They were trying to get a wave going.
And that's fine. Like it's a meaningless game in April between the Angels and Royals. I get it. But yeah.
Angels and Royals. Yeah. What a matchup.
Just a middling team and a garbage team. But we had a good time.
Hey,
Crushed some
Shohei
ballpark hot dogs.
there.
Yeah. All right. You're still dropping in your keys to victory here. I absolutely love it. Andrew is in and said Warren Fogle is scoring tonight.
I like it.
I think Warren Fogle is due. If
Warren Fogle hits the net, he might score. That's his biggest plague. I've always thought it was just him missing on breakaways. He can absolutely rip the puck. He's just got to get it within the red post. It'd be nice.
Yeah. Odin has the line for amount of dives from the Kings set at 10, and he's going to take the over.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's been something. It has been something. Trashman says Kane hat trick incoming. I got Evander Kane over 2.5 goals on the series as a whole. That is looking pretty good right now, knock on wood. But I also had Nuge over 2. I'd like to see number 93 get rolling a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what? Actually, we got a new segment we're doing brought to you by our friends at Labatt Canada and Greta. We have our cooler question of the show. So our pal Gavin is going to wheel in. Come on, Gavin. Bring me that cooler. Bring me the cooler. We got a cooler courtesy of our friends at Labatt Canada. We have it loaded up so we can enjoy these post-show. These are our post-show drinks.
All right, guys. Let's go. Yeah, thank you.
And then we also have our question of the day. And our question of the day today is, after Hyman and Kane came through in game 4, who do you want to see step up in game number 5? And I think the obvious one here is Nuge. Doesn't have a goal yet. He's gotten some good shots, but he's the guy I'm looking at and going, you need 93 to come through in a similar way that Kane and Hyman did. A big, timely goal from our boy Nuggy. This is similar to kind of the playoff run he had last year. He was slow in the first round. Then he got going more in the second round. I don't want to wait that long. I want to see Nuge come through right now and score a big goal for us tonight. Outside of Nuge, is there someone you guys that pops into your mind?
A big game?
Yeah.
Honestly.
Or maybe just score a timely goal?
I would like to see it. I don't think he's been bad, but I would like to see a little bit more from Ekholm in the offensive zone. I feel like before we saw him play this like really free role and just it was so unpredictable what he was going to do, and I just felt like I haven't seen that much from him yet. He's been great defensively, and
fine, it's coming.
What's the saying? Like, you let someone walk so this guy can sprint or whatever it is.
Yeah, like Ekholm walked so Bouchard could run.
Yeah, that was it. That's what's happened basically.
Sure. I like that. B-Max says Nuge or Fogle Hattie. I want it. People are still saying Tyler, feed me. That draw's done. Crazy Cock guy said Yam. Scott Aroni said Yamo. Dean just pointed out that there's cheap flights to Palm Springs this weekend. FIFA.
That's a good hack, actually, because the flights to LA got a little spicy.
Yeah, they did. A lot of people are dropping in that they want to see Nuge come through with a big game, and I'm sure if Nuge...
I go on.
Go for it.
Brett Kulak.
You think
he's
due?
The man has been dialed in this whole series, the last 2 games specifically. I think I'm going to see Brett Kulak bury one, and I'm going to put my money where my mouth is.
Oh, I like it.
If you can bring one of these home tonight, and if Brett Kulak scores, you post a video of you chugging it on Twitter. Okay?
Done.
Deal.
Done and done.
Deal.
Mine is not a forward or a defenseman. It's Skinner.
Yeah.
You had already mentioned this in your keys to victory. I think
I like that.
Skinner going like, it's not even necessarily steal us a game, because like I don't want us to be outplayed and have you steal the game. Like, I want you to just shut down the Kings and then us just
take over,
throttle them with our offense.
There you go. Shout out to our friends at Labatt Canada.
So I heard, Maddie told me a very interesting thing you guys did at the party. So every whistle, you would move the Bud Light goal light to different tables. And if the Oilers scored when that in between those whistles, you won
a bucket of beers.
That's awesome.
Courtesy of the team at Oilers Nation.
Yeah. Pre-purchased by Oilers Nation.
I would not let a promotion that goes against my pro serve happen.
I know.
I want you
done legit. That's why I said so you knew, because I didn't want he was going to arrest me. Citizen's arrest.
A lot of you dropping in cat food gate.
You are not wrong.
Thursday.
If you heard Thursday, put it in the chat. We want to show us out there.
We got that gap. Tomorrow, we got Sean Bell stopping by for Star Mechanical. I will not eat cat food in front of a former NHLer. So that leaves Thursday as the only day for us to do it. Friday, BM's going to stop by for the Brodown, brought to you by Star Mechanical as well. We have a game day show on Saturday. It's a busy week, even though the Oilers don't play. And yes, you won't want to miss.
Also, book your reservations at Greta. We'll be
Yeah.
I know we've already mentioned it a few times. But
I'll be hosting, so I'll be chilling there. You're going to be there?
I'm going to be there.
I think I will be there too.
It's Saturday.
Which is big for my superstitions.
Aaron, I heard you did a phenomenal job on the mic. Thank you very much.
I know. I heard people don't want me to come host.
Well, that's you can e-bug it in case we have to remove
Maybe we
Tyler.
can tag team it.
Dude, let's tag team.
We can be like a pop duo.
Yeah, do it.
Or headsets.
One in the front, one in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the reincarnation of Wham.
Sure.
What a reference.
People are trying to chase the Kings fans out of the chat right now. Sure. Maynard says, I vote we let Tyler off the cat food hook.
Oh, Maynard. No.
Interesting.
No. That's Tyler's burner account.
Yeah, the next time we do a draw, it's just going to be Maynard's name.
Is your mom's middle name Maynard by chance?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. Mistaken Mexican. Will Frank be on tomorrow? Yes. We're probably going to bump Frank to just after Sean Bell's hit. So we'll slide Frank in tomorrow. It's going to be a loaded show tomorrow. Loaded show.
We'll ask Frank about my car. I'd be curious just to hear his thoughts on the standards of that right now in the playoffs.
Odin says I should go with dry cat food. Just chuck it back and swallow.
No, it's got to be moist.
Okay. Davin is calling it Purrs Day.
Oh, well done.
And a lot of you are upset that Maynard wants to let me off the hook. I think he's a stand-up guy.
I think it's a burner account.
I think he's never had a bad idea in his life. So there's that. Let's talk about what we're wagering on tonight, courtesy of our friends at Betway. Aaron, hit that button. Thank you.
Who live bet the comeback on Sunday? Who's with us?
Did you?
I did, yeah.
Oh,
it was nice. I can't remember what I got it at all.
I got a 5.75.
So 4.75.
4.75. Very juicy.
Ooh, how about this? Sorry. Potential Flames Arena announcement coming today.
Oh.
From Elliot Friedman.
They listen to
Kansas City is building a new arena. That's nice.
Betting tonight, the Oilers minus 211 favorites, courtesy of our friends at Betway 19+. Please play responsibly. The over-under is set at 6.5. The Oilers in reg, minus 140. The Oilers on the puck line, plus 105. None of that is incredibly juicy.
Juicy enough.
Jay, what do you like for your Game Day Big Bets Challenge tonight?
Well, I was struggling, and because we know the one bet that's going to hit, well, now I'm probably going to mush it by saying this, is that the Bouchard shot prop has been on fire this series. So check it out for a little sprinkle. But I feel like I'm stealing Liam's thunder if I'm going first.
You guys are riding together.
I'm riding with Liam. This was Liam's bet, and when I saw it, because I was trying to find something with Draisaitl, that stat about him being on the ice for all 14 of Oilers' goals,
insane,
is like amazing and scary at the same time. But whatever. I'm here. Leon is in clearly playoff mode, so coupling a Oilers win with anything Leon, I think, is a smart move. So Oilers money line, Leon 2+ points.
I'm with you.
Lock.
I mean, Draisaitl is paying my bills right now. The Banana Boys. Hey, actually, did you guys see the fan trying to fight the Lightning player, right? In the box? And Gregor labeled him the Banana Boy. And I thought, this is not good for me. This is not good for me.
Yeah.
But
stealing your thunder.
I know. I couldn't believe it. Also, one other one that I like tonight outside of that one is Bouchard power play point. I got it the other day at plus 165.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's juicy.
Yeah. So that was nice. See if you can find that one too.
I am going to go with, well, it was my answer to the cooler question. Nuge goal, Oilers win, plus 250. I think Nuggy is due for one. I think he's going to find the back of the net.
He is due.
Definition of due. Definition of due is Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. So he'll get rolling tonight. I'm pretty confident in that.
I'm with you. I mean, at some point he's going to score.
Yep. What do we got going on in the chat here so far? We got some more Kings fans asking who's going to win the battle of the depth tonight. I think it'll be the Oilers. I like the way this group is moving along right now. I actually really like the way Jay Woodcroft has managed certain areas of the lineup, including playing Broberg a little bit more heavily towards the end of Game 4. I think Woodcroft's done a good job, and I think having last change and 11-7 just works really, really well for this team. We saw it in Game 2. Right? You got Draisaitl out there with Ryan and Costin. Boom, that trio scored twice. Just mixing him in. Mixing in Draisaitl and McDavid more, it works. I also think we're getting close to the end of this series. I think if you're Woodcroft, you can pedal a little bit more to the floor when it comes to playing the big guns. Yeah. I think I wouldn't be surprised if, even if this game ends in regulation, Connor McDavid's at like 27 minutes tonight.
Yeah, I think I think
let's just close this out.
Can't just go into LA again.
This is the swing game. This is huge,
year, right? And you wait on that Tyson Berry goal at the end to at least get the tie 3-3 and then winning game 7. Like, don't risk it. Just take out the big boys and let's get it done tonight.
The Oilers in that win, again, they won 5-4. Connor McDavid at all strengths played 30 minutes and 22 seconds. And the Oilers outscored the Kings 5-0 with him on the ice. Evan Bouchard was actually second on the team in time on ice at 28-25. The shot attempts 33-28. The goals 5-0. With Draisaitl on 5-1. With Hyman on 4-0. The big guns.
Bush wasn't on for a goal against in game 4.
No, Ekholm was, or no, Ekholm wasn't either.
No, because the first one,
game 3.
Yeah,
Vinny and Nurse were on for all of them.
Sorry, I'm thinking of game 3.
Vinny or Nurse, one of the two.
That's right. Yep. Almost at 200 likes.
Almost at 200 likes. Having that like on here as we move to wrap up today's show. Some of you surprised Jack Campbell isn't getting the start in net. We talked about that off the jump. You reward the guy who got you there. And I understand sometimes sports isn't fair. It's a win now industry. But I think this is one of those scenarios where you say, hey, Skinner wasn't bad. We did that move to wake up the team. Jack, you shake his hand. He did his job.
Great job.
But you go to Stu again, and you hope that Stuart Skinner finds his peak level. He's at an okay level right now, but that was my Sherwood 4 Giant key to victory. Find that peak level, Stu.
I'm with you. Yeah, sorry, I keep reading the chat and blanking out of the actual show that we're on. But yeah, Stuart Skinner, eventually he's going to have a big game. It's kind of like the Nuge thing, right? Where eventually he's going to score. Skinner's eventually just going to stop maybe one shot. He wasn't the other game, but again, I don't think he's been bad. He's just not been great.
Yep. Totally. All right, that is going to be a wrap on today's show. Game 5.
I know. It's like I'm
debating
the
going
nerves
down.
Are now.
I don't have tickets tonight, but I'm debating doing the Moss Pit tonight. I've never done it.
Oh, it looks like such a vibe.
I know, but I don't know how early I got to show up, and I don't want to. I don't know.
What's 7:30? It's at 7:30.
Yeah.
Get there at 6:30.
Oh boy,
that'd be good. I'm very tempted to do it. It clicked today while I was coming into work. I was like, I haven't even gone to that once. I think it'd be a good time. Maybe. All right, there you go, everybody. Enjoy the game tonight. Shout out to all of our partners for today's show. Greta, party coming on Saturday there. Sherwood Ford for sponsoring a giant game day. Boston Pizza, we will see you tomorrow. Christopher Palmer when we go for lunch. AMA Travel, Nation Gear, Betway, Star Mechanical. Big game tonight. Let's go. Enjoy the game. We'll be back to break it all down tomorrow, noon Mountain Time. See you then.